Hey Code Chasers, how are you? I hope you're fine and healthy. With that healthy vibe, we will start our video today. I am Adil Lakshmana Tiketi. Welcome to our channel Code Chasers.
In this video, we will see what is for loop in Python. Okay, what is for loop? Before going to address what is for loop, I'll say what is actually a loop in Python. Loop is basically a block of code. Okay, block of code which is being executed repeatedly until a condition is met. That means we will see this particular definition with the help of an example, then you'll understand it clearly. Okay, for suppose there is a string s1, okay, which contain a string code chaser. Okay, here I want to print each and every character in string s1. How can I do that? So without knowing the concept of loop, what we'll do, we'll print each and every character in the string s1 with the help of indexing concept. S1 of 0, index position 0, it will print c. See what is indexing concept in Python, I have explained it clearly in my earlier videos. You please go and check. Okay, print s1 of index position 1 will print the output O. Likewise, 2 index position 2 will print D. Index position 3 will print E. Likewise, it will print. Okay. Here, how many lines of code here we are writing? The number of lines of code is equal to the number of characters in the string, right? C O D E C H A C R. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 lines of code that we have to write here. But with the help of loop concept, we can reduce the lines of code here in this particular scenario. Okay, we can almost reduce the lines of code from 10 to 3. Isn't that really good? See, the practice of a good developer is to reduce the number of lines of code as more as possible. So loop concept, how can we apply the loop concept here? Okay, so I'll use the concept of for loop here. Okay, for loop, for just next 2 minutes you please ignore the code what I'm writing here. I'll just explain the concept here and then we'll deep dive into the exact syntax of the for loop. Okay, I'm writing the code like for I in string s1 colon, I'm writing a print statement, print of I. What this two lines of code will do, this two lines of code will give the output same as like this 10 lines are giving. This 10 lines will give the output as c o d e c h a s e r, right? Now these two lines of code will give the same output. So isn't this the concept of loop is really fantastic? Yes, this is one of the beautiful concept in the programming languages. Okay, here we will see what is exactly happening these two particular lines. Okay, so whenever the code encounters this for loop for the very first time, I will start its journey in the string S1 for I in S1. If at all we keep it in general English, for I in S1, the very first time I will carry the very first character of string S1. Here the very first character is C. Whenever the code encounters this line for the first time, why I am saying the code encounters this line for the first time is this action will be performed repeatedly. This is the speciality of the loop. That's why I'm stressing on the point first time. Whenever the code encounters this line for the first time, I will start its journey in the string s1. Very first time, the character which is at the starting position of string s1, that is c, will be assigned to the variable I. Okay, and now after that it will come to the second line, that is the next line, that is printing of I. Here I will be printed. What is the value that is present in I? C will be printed. Here the very first time C will be printed. After printing this, it will again shift back to this particular line. And for the second time, I will carry the second character which is present in S1, that is O. O will be assigned to the variable I. Okay. Now, here the second time it will print the value of O. Okay, and again the code will shift back to the previous line, that is for I in s1. This is the third time, right? This is the third time. Now the third time I will be assigned the third character in the string, that is D will be assigned to I. Now I will be printed here. The I in the sense the value which is present in I. Here D will be printed for the third time. Here's O will be printed for the second time. C will be printed for the first time. Likewise, it will be printing the characters one by one. It will print C for the first time. It will print O for the second time, it will print D for the third time, it will print E for the fourth time, and so on. Okay, this particular operation will happen only in this particular two lines of code. That is the beauty of concept loop. Okay, that is the beauty of loop here. Now I'll introduce you to a new term called as iteration. What is iteration here? What is iteration here in the sense? Here, whenever code has encountered this particular line, we have said I will start its journey in the string s1. For the very first time, here the first character of s1, that is c, will be assigned to I, and the second time o will be assigned to I, and the third time d will be assigned to I. Here, instead of times, first time, second time, third time, I will use a term iteration. For the very first iteration, C will be assigned to I. For the second iteration, O will be assigned to I. For the third iteration, D will be assigned to I. Iteration, that means a process which is happening repeatedly. Repeatedly. Here, assignment of characters which are present in string s1 to variable I are happening repeatedly, right? So that's why this operation, assigning of values, we can call it as iteration. One operation is also happening parallel to assigning, that is printing. That is printing is also happening in parallel to assignment. So printing is also happening in parallel to assignment. So we can also say in one iteration assignment is happening as well as printing is happening. To keep all this in simple terms, I'll say that whenever a for loop is being performed, whenever a for loop is being performed, here I'll say it in simple English terms here. Whenever a for loop is performed on string s1, for the very first iteration, the first character in string s1, that is c, will be printed. Next character will be printed. For the next iteration, next character will be printed. Next iteration, next character will be printed. Likewise. Okay, likewise, all the characters will be printed till it reaches the end of the string. Okay, here, whenever it reaches the end of the string, that is R, the loop is ended. Ended here. Okay, printing all the characters in the string. Printing all the characters in the string here. Okay, this is nothing but a for loop in Python. So we have discussed a definition of loop here. Loop means a block of code. Here, for loop is a block here. A block of code is being performed repeatedly until a condition is being satisfied. Here, what is the condition? What is the loop end condition? Loop end condition is here it should reach the end of the string, that is R. Whenever it reaches R, the loop will be ended. Loop will be ended. Okay. Here the loop is nothing but here for loop. This is the for loop in Python. I hope you understood the concept behind for loop. Okay. In our next video, we will see practically on coding platform how this for loop will be performed. Okay. Till then, thank you so much.
One quick and important information. There are 3 courses running parallelly in our channel. Course 1, Python full course. Course 2, PySpark with Hadoop full course. These 2 courses are designed for beginners and they are designed in such a way that a person who doesn't have any knowledge in any coding language can also easily understand the content in this course. So please do follow if you are interested. And the third course is Python interview preparation. This course is designed for those people who are preparing for Python based interviews. In this course, most frequently asked Python interview questions were taken and they have been answered with live coding sessions for each and every questions if needed. So if you like my work, please do subscribe to our channel and like the video and click on the bell icon to get notified about the updates of our channel. Thank you so much.